Hello and welcome. I thought I would try take you through a bit of my necklace is tangled. Good Friday session. I'm supposed to be at rehab, but I came up to Foster a day early, so I'm just doing a little session here. I did just do one exercise before recording because it's not really that fun to watch me do. But for the rest of it, I'm just doing like bits and bobs. I'm doing as much as I can for my rehab workout, but I can't do a lot of the pliers or any machines here, so I'm just gonna make it like a normal strength workout, sticking to their same reps and comments, but I'll take you through it, and yeah. So I had to write it down because I'm using my phone to record. I'm going into a step up, superset with a glute bias RDL, and then doing a Bulgarian split squat or a barbell split squat, superset with a single leg hip thrust, and I'm going into either step downs or pistol squats, superset with a calf raise as well. It'll depend on how my legs are feeling in regards to my ACL, MCL. But first we're going to start with the step up. I'm doing an A position, but I'll show you the step up without the A position because obviously the A position is for like athletes for running, but you can obviously add it in. But if you just want more so like the booty mass, more so targeting just like strength and booty, I'll show you the normal step up, and then we have a glute bias RDL, which will look the same regardless. So I'm going for 5 each on the step up, and then 8 on the glute bias RDL. The step up I normally use is higher than the small step we have here, but shorter than the big step we have here. So I'm going to, because it's with a barbell, so I need to be quite safe. I'm not going to use a high step because that is too dangerous. So I'm going to use a lower step, which means I have to put on a bit more weight because it's so low. So yeah, I'll take you through that. So this is the height of the step up you're using. For a booty bias step up, you would want to use a high step up, like one that's like at about here or up to here, so that when you're coming up, your legs and your glute is actually lengthening, but you're still able to control it down, get your legs straight at the bottom. This is obviously way too short for a glute bias one, but for the step up with the A position that I'm doing, this is almost perfect. It needs to be a little bit higher, but it will do for today. I'm going to have the barbell on my back, and then the glute bias RDL, I'll have the barbell in front. And I do have 2 barbells, so I can go through same time. Okay, I hope you can see me better now. So I'm going to set up the step up and the glute bias RDL. I'm going to leave this weight on and warm up for my glute bias RDL first, because I think I'm going to go a little bit heavier. And then I'll set up the step up with a separate bar on this one as well. So I'm going for 8 reps, so I want to make sure that I can get this weight for 8 before upping it and making sure it's controlled. Side note, I do have my period, so I'm not feeling too great, and I'm actually so proud of myself for getting into the gym. So I'll see how I go. I'm just going to try to get some movement in regardless, but still looking at aiming for a little bit heavier weight, not giving myself any excuse for my period, but still listening to my body as well, because it's super important. Okay, that felt good. I'm going to go heavier, but not too heavy because I'm already getting cramps in my back, so don't want to encourage them with anything else. So I'm at 50. I'll probably put on math. Probably take off all the weight, then put on the 15s. No, 60. I'll put on the 20s. Tough. So I'll do a warm-up set with the 60 as well before I go thinking of 70. I can do 80 for 8, but I just don't think that's happening, so I don't feel great. So I want to try at least just get to 70, but I'll see how my body feels. I'm also so out of breath today. I think I got quite run down and sick yesterday once I got my period, so that's sick. So I'm struggling to breathe, but anyways. Okay. That's tiring, but I definitely think I can do 70 and I'll cap it at 70 for today. So I put this 70 on, so just 5 more each side. Sorry for my breathing, I know, it's so bad. Literally can't breathe out my nose today. Okay, so I'm going to have to move the RDL back because the step up will have to obviously be above me. So I need to lift this up. Okay, and then setting up for the step up, like I said, I'm using a barbell. So our spare barbell. Oh, that was close. For reference as well, I don't think I even mentioned this. Oh, I think I did. I'm in Foster, so right now I'm in a new location from when I've recorded my other upper body workouts. Same setup though, my parents. Look at them go. Gym junkies. I have no energy. Okay, so I'm going to show you this step up and I'm doing it into an A position. So it's literally just like a really low step. And you stand up and through, back down, step back up and through. So it's a bit different to if I was doing a glute bias one, I'd use a higher step and I'd keep this foot on the whole time. I'd lean forward, up, slowly back down, and then go again. Whereas the one I'm doing is a bit more for like performance. So it's come up, explode, stand up, and into the A position, which is how you run. It's the same mechanics for that. So it's just practicing that with weight just over and over again, so that when I run, it's easier. I don't know what weight I'll use for this because it's a lower step. I'm going to start with 40 and see how I go, see how my balance is. My right leg, which I did my ACL and MCL, is a little bit sore today. And because I'm on my period, I know I won't recover very well. So I don't really want to push it too much, just in case. Oh, nearly just hit my head. So I'm going for 5 each leg. Okay, that feels good. My ankle's a little bit sore on my right, so I'm just going to put on 15s each side and keep it like that for today. And then I'll get straight into my first set. Okay, so I'm just putting on the 15s and I'm going to get straight into the next set because I took a little bit of a rest before I put these on. So I'm going for 5 each leg for the step up A position and then 8 RDLs. And I'm actually, oh yeah, that's fine. Also, I hate facing out this way from a squat rack, but it's because of the step, so no judgment, please. Oh, that was a bad rep. Okay. It's 5 each side, then 8 RDLs. Hui. Oh, my legs are a bit sore. I'm going to try these without wrist straps. So wish me luck. I feel weird facing this way. I always face this way. I'm trying to give you a better angle, but I don't think I can commit to it. Okay. So that's my first set done. I'm gonna have a minute 30, minute 45 rest, and I'm gonna do 2 more sets. I'm gonna keep both weights. Like I said, I'm on my period, and my right leg's not feeling heaps great. I definitely could go heavier, but I think I'm gonna control the tempo and focus on the tension instead of the weight today. So yeah. I'm so out of breath, oh my God. This sickness is kicking my ass. So I've done 1 set, gonna wait a minute 45 and then do 2 more rounds. Okay, so next I'm supposed to be going into 2 different movements that I can't actually do here. So I was swapping them with a Bulgarian split squat or barbell lunge into a single leg hip thrust. My lower back is a little bit sore because of my period. So the single leg stuff does tend to put a little bit more pressure onto it. So I'm going to do double leg instead. And I'm going to do barbell split squats, not Bulgarian, because the bench I have is very wobbly. So I don't really want to injure myself in any possible way. So yeah, I'm going to do barbell split squats into a CAS or constant tension hip thrust. I haven't decided yet because I don't actually get to do these. I normally do dead stop hip thrust, but the bench is too high for that, and that other one is quite low and it's also very hard on my back. So I think I'm just going to do a constant tension or CAS, which I haven't done in a while, so it's going to be interesting how I feel about those as well. But I'm going to start with the barbell split squat and then go into the hip thrust. I think I'm going to do, so constant tension is halfway, CAS is here. I think I'm going to do CAS just to alleviate any pressure that might go onto my back. I know when you're doing good form, you won't feel anything, but because I have my period, everything feels like it's on my back, and I already have really bad chronic back pain because of my period, so I don't really want to exaggerate it in any way. So yeah, that's just a little overview. But I think I'm going to do the constant tension. This bench is also so wobbly. With the barbell split squat. My legs are already dead, which is really concerning because if they're dead during the session, it means the DOM's going to be really bad. And I haven't got DOMs from this session yet, but I think it's because of my period. I'm not recovering very well. So that's great. Anyway, I'm going to start with the harder movement first, the more compound, and then go into the hip thrust. So I'm going for 10 each leg with this. I'm going to start on my ACL leg first to make sure that the weight is okay and it's comfortable. Ooh, just looked over the way. That's 10. I'm so out of breath. Fuck. That's 10. I think I've misjudged weight for volume. I think I normally do 50 for 6 and I've just done it for 10. So that's fine, we love progress. I think it might have been a bit too much at once, but I'm going to keep it anyway. I've only got 3 sets so I can get through it. And then into a CAS, I'm going to start light with this because again, one, I haven't done them, and 2, my lower back, and also we don't have enough weights. And I'm going to do 100, 120 for CAS, but then I have to take it off the bar, and that's a bit of a struggle. So I think I'll just do this weight, which is 70, and make it work. I still want to be definitely working to a form of failure. Because I don't have the weights, I'll have to change the tempo or the reps, but I'm not doing 1,000 reps, so. I think I'll go constant. Okay, that was 12. Like, don't get me wrong, it's hard because I'm exhausted, but I know I can go heavier. I've got 10s left I can put on, so I'll put 10 each side. I'm gonna stick to the 12 reps. Just control it. Next 2 sets, I'm not gonna go crazy. But yeah, that's set 1. I'm gonna have a minute 45, and then go again. But yeah, today's not that too exciting because I'm having my period. I'm quite sick. But I just want to show you through it anyway because it's Good Friday. I'm dying. Okay, we're on to my second set. I've kept the weight the same for the split squat, but I've changed the weight over here. I put on the 20, 10, and a 5 each side. Yep. My knees are so clicky, which means I'm super tired. I need to give this a rest. My hip is so tight. I'm exhausted. And this is like the truth behind training hard with intensity. You should be fucking tired. You should not be walking out like ready to do some more or wanting to add more to your workout. You should be absolutely puffed and like fatigued to the best of your ability. And that's how you make results. It's as simple as that. This is heavier, so I'm dreading it. Oh God. I'm still gonna go for 12 reps in the cast hip thrust variation. I'm focusing on control and not just bouncing. Oh God. Oh God, that was better. Oh God. That was better, but so much worse because that was so much harder. And my legs are so cooked. Oh, I'm so glad I walked this morning because I would not be able to walk later on. Ooh. Looking juicy. You seen this? done. Just have the hip thrust to go. Usually I'd be excited, but I'm dreading this. Not gonna lie, I'm so glad my first set was lighter. I know it's cheating, but cut me some slack. Oh God, I got to 8 and I really wanted to just fall and collapse on the floor. Oh, God, my ass. Besides the fact that it is, honestly, credits to me working at such high intensity, but supersetting a lunge with a hip thrust is so, one, hard, two, epic for the gains, because you're going into a lengthened position. When you go into the lunge, your glutes lengthening, and then you go into the hip thrust, and your glutes are shortening. So you're tearing, contracting, back to back, which is why I'm so dead. So if you haven't tried putting a lunge and a hip thrust together, you need to get on that because it is massive for the glute gains. Okay, I'm gonna have a rest before I get set up for the next thing. But the last thing is step down or pistol squat and calf raises. I'm gonna do step downs because I just can't do pistol squats today. Yeah, I'm gonna do step downs. I'm supposed to have leg extensions, but a step down will do similar. And then calf raise. So it's 20 and 20, and then 3 rounds of that. So once I set it up, Okay, so to finish off, I'm doing step downs, calf raises. I'm supposed to do the calf raises with a safety bar and some weight, but I don't have a safety bar and I can't do it with a barbell. So I'll just then body weight, but I'll do extra reps. Because I can't think of anything else to do because I can't hold a weight and do it. So I could do Smith machine actually. I lied. Okay, I'll do step downs first and then I'll go onto the Smith machine if I can set it up at the same time. Anyways, I'll show you through step downs. I haven't done these on camera before. I used to do them ages ago, but I don't do them anymore because of my ACL. But I think it's quite a similar movement pattern to leg extension, so it should be quite okay. I'll do my bad leg first and just make sure. So those are step downs. So what they are is just a movement for the knee and their VMO, which is the inside muscle of the quad. So if you don't have that inside muscle, a really good one to do, obviously you can do leg extensions, but this one's really good. Gets that VMO exactly where you need it to be, and you can like load it up quite heavy, and it still does the whole leg as well, but prioritizes on the VMO. So it's a really good movement pattern for the knee. And I'm doing calf raises, but Wait. I don't know if this will work. Then I'll put a little bit of weight on and see if I can get some reps out on that. I don't know if it'll fit. I'll have to put them on the edge. That's safe. Okay, so you probably can't see this, but I'm gonna try to do calf raises on the Smith machine. I'm doing plie stance, which just means my toes are facing out when I go up. I don't know why these always need to make me pee. I need to search up why. This is also very wobbly. Okay, that's one set. I'm doing 2 more, so I'm doing 3 in total. This one's quite boring, so I won't record the rest of these. But I'll jump back in once I finish the end of now my workout. I'm not going to do any extras, any juicy booty add-ons. I'm going to leave it there. I've done the best of my ability to follow my program, and I've made a little bit of obviously changes and manipulated it, but I've got the same movement patterns down. Again, not going to add anything extra on because I know I don't need to. I'm just going to finish it off here. I hope you enjoyed. I know there wasn't too much to this. I just want to take you through it and show you a bit of my workout so you can see some of my actual real life content, so I can get you a bit more involved and seeing who I am. So, just quickly. I hope you can see this. Before it was crazy. I think it's still crazy now. And then the quads, obviously. Been nice. Anyways, I hope you have the best day ever. Happy Easter, Good Friday, and go smash the rest of your workouts.